Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jasenia Lajada. I am a clinical social worker, and I'm also the founder of Healing Betsy. And what we do is we provide individual therapy, community support too, providing tools of how to heal, journaling, workshops. We even have a YouTube channel where there is many lessons of how to start journaling, how to start doing the healing work, and I am so excited to be here today. But before we start, I just wanted to talk that this topic that we're having today is about self-care. How to really start self-care, because I think that there is a lot of self-awareness and we're talking a lot about it, but it just feels like it's a luxury thing, and it's not. It's actually a necessity. And I'm so excited to be in this panel because I am with two beautiful women that have lots of wisdom in regards to self-care. And we're going to talk about how to start doing self-care. We're going to start talking about how to listen to your body, because it's important to start listening to your body when we start doing these practices, and how to do it in community. I think that many times we feel like we have to do this alone, and that's not the case. But before we start, why don't we start with a community breath work? Okay? So what I would like for you to do is, I want you to take one hand and place it on your belly. And the way that we breathe, that it shows the brain and the nervous system that we're calm and we're safe, is by breathing through our nose. And it should feel as if you are blowing into a balloon. So every time you take an inhale, it should feel as if your belly is expanding like a balloon. And every time you exhale through the nose, it should feel as if you're letting the air come out slowly. And it's just like a balloon. It starts getting smaller and smaller, so your belly should feel smaller. So we're gonna do 4 inhales, and then we're gonna do 6 exhale. Okay? So here we go. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay attention to the expand belly. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment to notice how you feel, if there's any shift. And as we start, I want you to start thinking about maybe one thing you did this week that can be considered self-care. As little as saying no, or maybe sleeping a little bit longer. But think about something that you did for yourself this week. And we're now going to be able to introduce our panelists. Please, if you can provide your name, if you can provide a little bit of insight of what you do, and also, what do you think about self-care?
Hi everyone, my name is Chanel. I am currently an aspiring health educator and sex educator. I do a lot of volunteer work with the CATS Women's Health Institute, as well as I do discussions with Shan Boudron. She has a lovers community, so I participate in a lot of her workshops and one-on-ones with her to have discussions on podcasts that she's hosting regarding sex, relationships, love. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me. My name is Natasha Burrell. My nickname is Tashimoto. I am the owner and founder of Hula Hoop Fit 366 and also Double Dutch Aerobics with Tashi and the Tashimoto Show. Self-care is truly important to me. My company is basically built because of the lack of self-care that I did not give myself. By being a caretaker and a mom. And by doing those things, I literally burned myself out over a course of some time. And so now the company that I have is for people to have fun while doing fitness. And we journaling now. So we
That's
will be
great.
doing that as a community because I never like to work out. And most of my clients also don't like to work out. But we need it, so we make it fun. And that's what I'm into. Thank y'all again for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about self-care. Because I think that I love the fact that now we are talking about it, but it seems as the wellness industry, social media, makes it sound as it has to be something very luxury, expensive, vacations, spas. And all those things are wonderful, right? They're great, but that's not the full meaning of self-care. The full meaning of self-care is for you to understand your needs, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And so self-care should be done every single day. And self-care, it's not true. You don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and meditate like a Buddha or go to the gym for 2 hours to feel like I'm doing self-care. Self-care is just waking up and breathing and doing a 2-minute gratitude practice. Self-care is connecting with your community. Self-care is actually keeping your doctor's appointments and taking care of your physical body. Self-care is making sure that you eat the proper foods and you drink water and you make sure that you are taking care of yourself and paying attention to how you're feeling emotionally and physically. And I think that you're absolutely right. We were never taught how to take care of ourselves, especially as females. We were constantly told, make sure that you take care of everyone else. And if we spoke about self-care, it felt like we were selfish. Mm-hmm. And now everyone is telling you, take care of yourself, take care of yourself. And you're like, how? How? It's expensive. I can't do this. And so today I'm hoping that we're able to go deeper into the true meaning of self-care. So the next question is, what do you do to take care of yourself? How do you fill your cup?
Well, for me, it's very important to, like, as you said, choose me, right? Choose me, make sure to put me as a priority. As well, I'm a mother as well, and I'm always on the go. You see me. So, yeah, I work, and my day is revolving around patients all day. So I have to give a lot of my energy to these patients and making sure that they feel heard and they feel comfortable. So for me, the start of my day is with an affirmation. I also, throughout my day, have alerts. So I have like set alarms where I have take a few minutes and go and take some breathing, do some breathing exercises, and just affirming myself throughout the day. So that's like my first step in making sure that I'm practicing self-care for the start of the day and the start of the week. And I just continue it throughout.
For my self-care, the first thing I do now is I wake up an hour earlier. And it took some time for me to get there, but I started to do it because I realized prior that once I wake up, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, I'm doing this. It starts with my kids, and it literally was going on all day.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so if I wake up an hour earlier, I'm gonna be more tired. So I tried it. I said I'll try to do it twice in a 7-day period because I find that I start putting pressures on myself that I don't need, and then I'm disappointed in myself. So I said, I don't know if I can commit. My kids, I wake them up at 6. So in order for me to be up a whole hour earlier, I need to be up by 5. So I had to breathe just as I did right now and say, what would that look like, and will I be able to keep it up?
Yeah.
Now, unless I wake up late, I need that hour because once I get up and start, I do my prayers, I do my affirmation, and sometimes I just sit there and do nothing, which is very rare for me, you know? And then I'll give my last 15 minutes before it's time to wake them up if I want to have a snack or anything of that nature. So if I'm gonna have tea or a light breakfast, I do all of it before I wake them up. So once I wake them up, I let the kids take their time and they both get a half an hour to get my attention and to completely get ready, because now they're in competition for some reason for my attention. It's never happened before, and I'm not sure what shifted recently, but now it's like, hey, look at me, pay attention to me. And when you do that, I can't pay attention to myself. So that's how I begin my day, and for the end of my day, I now have a focus alert on my phone. And at 10:16 p.m. every single day, my phone goes on to do not disturb. And if you call me or reach out, it'll ask you, she's on this, do you still want to send it? And that's how I manage it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
Just
is
too
really
small.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistency
Yeah.
and structure.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, and it's true. We start very small. Like I tell some of my clients, just wake up 10 minutes before your usual time, and just lay there and pay attention to how you feel. Or get up and have your coffee or your tea for 10 minutes, and then start your day. But just a moment of stillness, a moment of you.
Yeah.
It can start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it just expands. You'll start noticing, I like this, so you'll start doing more of it.
I love it.
So this is really good, the consistency and the structure, because I think sometimes we get really discouraged when we feel like, oh, I can't do it today, or it's been a couple of days and I have not been able to do any self-care, and this is not for me. And I think that it's important to understand there's a couple of things here. This is the reason why it's so important to understand your body, because your body is not a robot. So one day it's gonna feel energetic and hey, let's do this. And one day it's gonna be like, no, I wanna be under my covers. I'm tired. And so the more you understand your body and what it needs, then you know how to create self-care routines. Self-care routines are not workout routines. They're not supposed to be the same all the time. My self-care routine during the weekday that I'm working is very different than the weekend. In the weekend, I wake up, I read my book, I do some yoga, I have more time. On the weekday, I have to get ready to work. So I'll do some stretching, quickly do some affirmations, and start my day. Sometimes I just do my affirmation as I am getting ready to start the day. I'm moving around, but I'm saying my affirmations or my gratitude. The other piece is, which is what we're experiencing now, is a change of temperature and light. So your body is going through the changes. The same thing you were doing in the summertime to take care of yourself, maybe waking up early, going for a walk, it's nice, it's sunny. That might not be what your body needs this season. It might need some rest. It might be asking for more carbs, and that's okay. It might want for you to have some alone time, some quiet time. So this is where boundaries is another form of self-care, learning how to say no. You don't have to be in every event, you don't have to be in every gathering, right? You're not losing out, and it's okay. So my next question is, how do you stay motivated in your self-care routine?
I stay motivated in my self-care routine because my children are watching me. And they didn't have school a couple of weeks ago on a Monday. And I remember being delighted about this Monday and telling them for like 5 days straight, like, listen, Monday y'all are off, we are sleeping in, we are going to relax, we're gonna lay down together and watch movies and veg out, right?
Nice.
That was the plan for Monday, and I started telling them on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day. this is the plan, right? And we're not waking up until 10 o'clock. Even if you get up before then, you must get back in the bed until 10. 10:01 is the first time your feet can touch you, like literally, right? And at 10:01, it was like, my son said to me, Mommy, you are holding us hostage. You're making us lay down and be quiet and still and watch a movie. And I said, and you're gonna do it because I see y'all don't know how to relax. And that's because I'm not really, you don't see me relax. So you think we're supposed to be like this. And I need you now, while you're young, to not get burnt out. To learn right now to just pencil it in. And even if we sit here and look at the ceiling, 10:01 is the time you can get up and do something. 10:02, we got some food, and guess what? We watched almost a 2-hour movie because I didn't make a big deal out of it, and then they understood. Like, think about it. How do you feel?
Yeah.
You may feel like I'm holding you hostage, but we didn't go nowhere. We didn't have to think about nothing. We just chilling. Doesn't it feel good to take a chill pill? And so, you know, that was like a wake-up call to me because they're not gonna do what I tell them to do. They're gonna do what they see me doing. If I'm always on the go, in their minds right now.
Everything is on the go.
Yes.
Yep.
So they instead of them relaxing, he literally said I was holding them hostage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with you. For me, it's a little similar like that because I'm a mom also. So my weekends, I definitely, I let people know too, do not rush me. Like if my family, if I'm going to an event, I will be there, but I will get there when I get
Good
there.
for you.
So I kind of do the same thing, and I set like these reminders for myself about what I'm going to do during the weekend, and as well as my kids. I mean, I have a too big gap of age group. I have a 16-year-old and an 8-year-old. So my 16-year-old, he gets it, my 8-year-old don't. So I kind of have to let him know, like, Saturday we're gonna wake up late, and then we're gonna go like for a walk, but we're gonna do it late. We're gonna do it later, and then we're gonna go get some. I'm gonna get coffee. You're gonna get hot chocolate. But it's just the idea of just kind of like early on, like feeding yourself those reminders that, oh, I have this day to look forward to. And also I think, well, the big thing for me is just reminding myself. Like I have to know, and I think everyone else should as well, know when to slow down. Like if you feel like you're stimulated or feeling overdrive, to take a moment for yourself. Like even if you're at work, you need to have work boundaries as well. You need to leave on time. You need to not stay after work and do anything extra if you don't need to. Basically I'm saying if you work 9 to 5, leave at 5. Get there at 9. You don't need to get there earlier. And yes, just making sure you put yourself first, your needs, whatever that is, you have to do that all around, and it needs to be consistent. It can change, your self-care routines can change, but it needs to be consistent for you to feel complacent. Yeah.
Thank you for that. So this is really good, thank you, because now we can start talking about listening to your body, because the only way that you really get to honor what it is that you need at the moment is understanding what your body is telling you. So just so that you know, when we experience an emotion, we think that immediately is the emotion that we're feeling. Like, let's say anger. Immediately, if you tell someone, what were you thinking? How did you feel? They'll say probably, I was very angry. But before that anger, that emotion came here to your brain, it actually was in your body. Your body told you, the body knew already before the brain. It carries all of our emotions. And so if the more you are aware of, where do I carry my anger? Where do I carry my stress? Where do I carry my sadness? Where do I carry my joy? then you're able to identify what it is that you need. That is not so much what social media is telling you, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's what I need. That's the piece. So how do we start learning about how to pay attention to our body? You have to start taking breaths and just be in stillness for about a minute and see what you feel. Don't be afraid of it. It's just the body telling you. If there's tightness, if there is tension, then the next question is, what's the emotion connected to this? I feel some tightness on my shoulder. What's my emotion? I'm stressed. A lot of stuff to do. What then, the next question is, what do I need? I'm stressed right now, so what do I need? I need a 5-minute break. I need some tea. I need to call my girlfriend and just laugh. I need some laughter. That in itself is self-care. That in itself, as simple as that. You don't need to go to a spa, which you could, but I'm just saying it's as simple as that. So let's do this right now. Let's take a moment, take a deep breath, and notice what you feel in your body. Maybe there is tension, maybe there is release, maybe there's tightness, maybe I don't feel anything. That's also okay. And whatever you were able to identify, the next question is, what's the emotion that goes with this? What's my emotion right now? Is it sadness? Is it content? Is it happy? Is it anger? Is it stress? And then breathe and ask yourself, what do I need? And make sure you give yourself that. This is how you start learning how to create a routine that makes sense to you in regards to self-care. So the next question is, what do you do to connect with your physical body? What's your relationship that helps you know? Because sometimes, you know, we do have a routine, but sometimes at work, we get this silly email. So your body responds to that. If you start paying attention to your body responds to that immediately. You might get tight, you might get angry. If you're angry, your body is responding to it. How do you start communicating with your body?
Yeah, so definitely for me, well, I have like a couple different ways that I do this, but definitely every morning, I also wake up very early. I wake up by 5 a.m. I'm the same, I'm up. I have to wake up an hour before and get myself settled, do my affirmations and whatnot. So it's a little bit darker now, but on the weekends, I allow myself to sleep a little bit later, and that's when the sun is out. So I make sure I need sun. So I know like my body needs light, right? I need to sleep in the darkness, but when I wake up, I need that light. So I open my shades. I have this wonderful like sunlight that comes in. I sit there by my plants, and I just sit. I may want to read something, so I have a couple books by my bed, and I may want to read a couple affirmation or prayer. And then I go through my house and I start opening all, the curtains and the shades and making sure that light comes in. I love to play jazz, so I'll have some jazz, or I love Deepak Chopra. He has a affirmations album, so I'll play that sometimes, and just preparing myself for whatever I'm gonna do, but it just keeps me kind of elevated and calm. And then before bed, I love to listen to my sound baths. I definitely have a more dimmer light, and I kind of do the same if I want to read something, or sometimes I just want to lay. And sometimes I'll just lay in bed. Like, I mean, if I wake up, or if I'm waking up at 10 o'clock, I might just want to lay in the bed to 10:30, you know. But I just know, like, for me, I need light. I need to hear sounds. I'm a big nature girl, so I might go and just stare out the window and like listen to the birds, look at the squirrels, I'm like random like that, but that's kind of what keeps me feeling like, oh, okay, I'm feeling bubbly now, let me go start my day. So I think it's really important to like find your soothing point, like whether it's before starting your day or ending the day.
That sounds great.
For me, my happy place is hula hooping. So that's what I do I just happen to get in shape from it, but I don't care about being in shape, but I care about happiness. And when I hula hoop, especially with music that I love, and I use the music to express my feelings while I'm hooping. So if you make me angry, I'm gonna go play this song called Don't. It's like Don't Play With Her. And then I just get into a whole video mode with the hoop. If I'm happy, I'll play something like The Hills Are Alive, like The Sound of Music, and be off there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll use the music and the hula hoop to teleport me somewhere. You know, I'm right here in my living room. But I'll also read a book. But my little thing that I didn't realize that I liked until recently is I like podcasts. And my favorite podcast is the Social Proof podcast, because they're always talking to other people about their podcasts. And I like listening to people talk about what it is that they're doing and their struggles, you know. So I don't want to go down that hole. So I'm listening to you and what you said, and maybe I could get a little nugget out of there. And also the host is really down to earth, so it feels like he's my brother and I know him, so I love that. But more recently, how I've been practicing self-care is being still and being quiet. And this is how I wound up getting close to my grandmother, because she used to tell me all the time that I'm always busy. You're too busy. And she'd say, Natasha, you need to be still and be quiet, because then and only then will you hear the Lord. And I'm like, I'm like, Grandma, those are the two hardest things for me to do. She's like, and that's why I can't hear them. So just sit down, be still and be quiet. And I've been listening. And right now, God has me in this little, like, I guess like the chrysalis. So I'm like in the chrysalis right now by default, because my body told me that I needed to sit down. And I'm gonna give you a quick story of how I'm hard-headed and I didn't listen to my body. So God came in and shut me down. So I had a hula hoop challenge, 366 days of hula hoop in at least 60 minutes. Wow. I did it 2 years, back to back. So I did January to January, then I took a break, and then I did June to June, right? And I told people, I'm gonna do it again. They're like, I wanna join you. But it's hard to join me because I would never say what time. I couldn't commit. I'd be like, I'll be on before midnight. So fast forward, I said, when this one's over, I'm going to do it again. God told me in my dreams, do it again, but wait. He said, do it again, but wait. And I said, I hear you, but I don't want to listen. So I'm going to finish this one today, and I'm going to start the new one the same day. After doing it for a whole year, I'm going to start a new one the same day. And I'm going to add jumping rope too. And I did it for 6 days straight. And on the 7th day, he said, let there be rest. And I've been resting since then. Okay? Literally.
You have to listen.
You really become connected, like more with yourself when you allow yourself to be still. Because I am like, I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh, it's like,
You.
She's like, yeah, that's like me, because I'm always like, I always feel like I have to do something. Like I gotta get this done. So I also had to allow myself to learn to just be still.
Yeah.
I also have lupus, and when I found out I had lupus, this was like 2 years ago, right? And my body was shutting down. And it was one of the main issues that was causing me to have so much flare-ups, was that I was not still. So I make it a high priority because your body will shut down. And I
Yes.
think you just have to find what works for you. Like you don't have to have a routine. It can just, you just have to find what works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that, because I think that many of us, we discover that we're burned out once we're there. But the body is constantly speaking to us. It is constantly telling you, you're tired, you need to rest, you're in pain. We're constantly on the go, so we don't know how to pay attention to what our body is saying. And two, in society, we were never taught to listen to our body. We were taught to just be productive and move forward and go and go and go and go. So we ignore our main, I feel like this is our computer, like our main connection to telling us what is best for us. So it's so interesting you were talking about your grandma, because the next question is culture, right? And self-care. I think that many times, once again, I am so sorry because social media gets me really upset about self-care and the way that sometimes it portrays it should be done. And I was just thinking when you were saying, your grandmother saying, slow down, slow down. We weren't really talked about self-care, like that word wasn't used, self-care. But if you think about how we as a community, as families, how we practice self-care, we were practicing self-care. Like, for example, for me, I remember I'm Latina, my family is Dominican, and all the women, all the tias and the primas, every Saturday would get together and play bingo. And it was just them. The men would stay home and they'll bring the kids, but they'll lock the kids in a room to play. And they would be playing bingo all night, eating, even drinking wine, laughing, telling each other stories. And that was their self-care, And we don't call it self-care, but that's a way how we as a community come together and support each other. Because I don't think my tias, my grandmother, my primas were getting together because they wanted to spend money. I think they wanted to have that community where they get to talk about their week, their kids, their husbands. And I think that many times we disconnect from that as a community. So if you think about culture and community, how can we represent self-care that way? Or is there a tradition in your family or in your community that maybe we don't call it self-care, but if you really think about it, it is?
Yeah. Well, I think maybe I think community is big. Like, finding your community. Maybe sometimes your community is not your family at home. Maybe your community is your community, So like finding events like this where you can kind of go and meet other people and connect. When you're connecting, you're sharing experiences, and you're learning something new. And you're like, oh, I thought I liked that, and maybe I'll try that. That's something I've tried. But I also know that when I am with my family and we're doing silly things like just cracking jokes or like having karaoke, you do that is a form of self-care. But if you're trying to find it for yourself, for me, I have been big on connecting. That's like been something for me throughout this year. Wanting to connect with other people that I'm not used to always being around. I know culturally, we tend to just only want to spend time around our, culture and what we're familiar with, which is perfectly fine. I'm always going to be down for that, but I'm allowing myself to also put myself out there to meet other communities of other cultures, of other sexualities, nationalities, and all of that, and just kind of allowing myself to see if there's anything new that I want to experience. So I would say that for you, you know, that's something you can give a try, because
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with connection, and you find a lot of new things about yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Growing up, I think the community in my family was the barbecues. We all went to the park, we did barbecues. The climate in this world has changed because a lot of the shootouts are happening at the park. So we don't really do that anymore, and unfortunately, kind of like the funerals have kind of been like the family reunions nowadays, because that's the only time that everybody in the family gets together, and it's only based on whose funeral it is, honestly, because they don't come to everybody's funeral. So what I've been doing myself is, during this year, every month for about 6 or 7 months, on the last Saturday, I will host some type of event. Some would be paid, some would be unpaid, but it was to get people together, including my family and the community, my clients, and other small business owners. So as a result, my children have their own company because they're usually with me at least 6 days a week. And they get bored and they don't want to participate, so it's the children of everybody else's kids. So they come and they go do STEAM-based activities with my children while we can see them. And we do what we're doing right now, because my kids are here. But you wouldn't know because they off in another area doing their own thing. And if there were other kids here, they would all be together, meeting today, but being friends. For me, journaling. It's something I did as a kid, but I never was consistent with it. I found some of my diary, well, it was called diary when I was a kid, but I found like 5 of them, and I swear to God, all of them has, like, it'll start this year, and maybe 6 years later is the next page. And every time I look at them, it's like, you know, but then my mother brought me one that catered to that, and it's like a 5-year diary, and then the pages are broken into little increments. I said, well, maybe this will work. Same thing. It's maybe 10 inches in the whole thing. So now I'm starting anew in January because I'm building community online this time.
Good.
I'll talk to y'all about it later because Andy's about to be part of my online community. But I'm doing it online because I'm tired of the excuses.
Yeah.
If you couldn't make it here because you ain't have a babysitter because it was ready to, you online is today at this time. So still get on. You may not have everything we got here because you're not here, but get online. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
And I also wanted to, because I'm thinking about, you said, you know, the meetups with the families tend to be like funerals now too. I think also initiating, like taking the initiative to, like you were doing, to plan something. I've been doing a lot of that too, because I just was thinking, I had 2 big losses last year. Both of my uncles passed away within the same week, and from both sides, so it was quite intense. And I was just thinking, like, why is it like we're only meeting up like during these times? So I taking the initiative to, and I think I've kind of always been like that, where I'll host something and I'm like, let's just come over. I don't know, everybody bring something. So I think if you can do that, like with your family and friends, that's awesome. Also, I've started doing weekly highlights. So I'll send end of the week text to my family, and I'm just like, so what's your highlight for the week? Everyone let me know. I'll start off, and I'll let them know what was my highlight. And at first, no one answered me back, and I was like, oh, okay. They're like, they don't have nothing good to say. Exactly, but now they're sharing little by little, and they're doing it like on a Saturday or Sunday. Well, just wanted to say my highlight was, and I'm like, yes, okay, this is what I like. So it's
great.
just kind of like initiating it, because sometimes I know for myself, I've been in a place where I'm like, I wish someone would just ask me like, how I'm feeling today, you know, without me reaching out. So I'm thinking of the next person, whether that's a family or friend, and just saying, so, you know, what was your highlight for the week? Like, what was something great that happened? Because I ask my children that every day when I pick them up. I'm like, so what's your highlight today? They're like, you ask me this every day. I did the same thing, you know. But I'm like, well, there was one good thing that happened, so let me know. I want to know. And just then affirming them the same way I would do with a patient, the same way I would do with myself. So to initiate. That's the next one. Yeah, initiate.
I love that
We do
idea.
something similar. We do something similar. I've never done it with my family, just with my kids, because
Okay.
my daughter's very positive, my son's very negative, so I have to cater to both. So we don't do the highlight. We do what's your thorn of the day, what's your rose of the
I
day.
love that
Because it gotta be a
too.
good and a bad.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, it's nothing good that
Yes.
happened to me. So
Yes.
I have to, okay, so what was your bad thing that happened? And now let's follow up with something good that maybe you learned from the bad thing, but it's your rose and for it used to be the best part, worst part, but then my daughter introduced the thorn and rose and it sounded
love
better,
that.
especially since she's
That's
an
amazing.
artist.
I love
Yeah,
that.
so maybe we can incorporate that and try that with your family because just like my son, some people, well, I won't say my son don't like my energy, but some people don't like me to be, they don't like the happy energy. Like, oh, what's your deal? You're always happy. And it's like, I am alive and I woke up this morning, it's like, yeah, so what? It was, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm happy. And when I get mad,
That's
I
great.
get so mad that I try my best not to go there because I can't even get myself out of it. So you can't help me. No, everybody's in trouble if I'm mad. So just keep me happy. Like, you know, but yes, don't
I love both ideas. I think that's great. I also want to just add, remember that community, it doesn't mean it has to be like 20 people, 10 people. It could be 2 people. It can, as simple as that, 2 people that are just going through the same journey that you're going through and you're supporting each other.
Yes.
It could be as easy as that, but this work also requires community. We're social beings. We were not built to be alone. And I think many times we feel like we can come together in happy moments or really sad moments, but we're not really checking in with each other throughout life. Like, what's going on? What's happening with you? And we forget that, and we need that. Other people need it, and we need it too. Angie, do we have time for any Q&A? No? We do? Okay. If anyone has any questions for the panel, any thoughts, ideas, suggestions?
What are some daily positive affirmations that you guys would usually use or tell yourselves?
That's a good one.
Well, my thing is believe in yourself. And if you look at my stuff, it always says believe in yourself, and we specifically highlight the be-you part of the believe in yourself. That's how you believe in yourself, by simply being you. And you don't need nobody, and I tell them, nobody, not even me, have to agree with what it is that you're believing in. You need to believe in it, and you need to figure out how to make it work and how to make it make sense. Don't explain yourself, because I may not get it. Just do what you need to do, and either I'll get those who get it, and those who don't worry about it. What, those who mind will matter, and those who matter will mind. So that's it.
For me, it's not so much an affirmation, it's sort of more like a reminder. I have it in my office, I also have it in my refrigerator door, is this energy an equal exchange? Because I think sometimes we, especially as females, for myself, Latina, we are constantly giving a lot of energy, and there are some relationships that take it and don't give it back, don't even try to meet you halfway. And so I always try to remind myself, make sure that this exchange of energy, because energy is very powerful, is even, is equal.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely piggyback on both of those. I've been doing like mirror talk, so I'll just like say whatever I want to say about myself in that moment to make me feel good. And so it could be as simple as like, you're awesome, Chanel, you did this, you made it through the first day, you can make it do the second day, you know. So it's just
Yes.
more of like just kind of, it could be anything. I don't really have one particular affirmation, to be honest. I have a ton, and I'll like write them down. I literally have an affirmation book. I love affirmations since I was a teenager. Didn't just know that that's what I was doing. I always journaled, and like I would write poems and not really realizing, I was just like affirming and manifesting,
Yep.
at a young age, just didn't know. So whatever comes to my mind, and how I need to feed myself, will build myself up for the day. That's what I'll say. One thing I've been saying is like, you're gold full. Like, I love gold. I think gold is like, shiny, it's pretty, and it's it's just full. When you look at it, it makes you feel like happy. Yeah, so I'll just like say that, and yeah. So it's just more, but the mirror talk is good. And you can write your little affirmations out and post them around the mirror.
Yes.
And I keep a lot of little affirmations around my home, so that
Me
my
too.
children can see. Also, I have boys, so they, I'm always trying to make them feel uplifted as well. Like, I would love for them to be men that are confident and know that, they can also affirm themselves. But yeah.
Anyone else? Ah. Okay.
I'll be loud enough.
Okay.
So I know two of you ladies are mommies. I'm not. But I just wanted to ask, I know during the beginning stages, it's hard to differentiate you as a mom and you as an individual person. So when you are not around your children and catering to them, whether it's bedtime, school, food, how do you manage your self-care for that day?
That's a good one. Yeah. My day starts really early and ends pretty late. So that was a big struggle for me for a long time. But it's just really, for me, is more of like making sure I have a set intention that this is the time that's for me. So picking a time throughout for my evening that is really set for me and not allowing any disruptions. Like, I think I know you said that do not disturb. I also I don't put my phone on do not disturb, but I am very intentional of like putting my phone away and making sure that I also have like alarms, like, as I said, in my phone. So I have like a 10:30 alarm, that's my cutoff. I should not be doing anything other than me, whatever it is for me. So it's important for me to just be intentional about the time that I'm giving myself and not allowing any disruptions. It can be a little bit more difficult when you have smaller kids, because they do allow a lot of your attention, but you should also set intentional time for them too. Like, bedtimes is important for children. A lot of people don't realize that, and they kind of allow their kids to just wing it. But no, I've always had my kids on bedtime since they were small. With my youngest, it was more difficult, but eventually he got it, and it's like, don't ask me, 8:30, well, you're in bed. And then I know, okay, I might be heading to sleep by 10:30, which is probably late for some people, but at least I know I have this time to kind of slow down before I rest.
Well, for me, my kids are grown, but I think the number one key is normalize self-care. If you normalize it, it's mommy's time to take care of herself. It's time for self-care. There's no questioning. There's no fight over it, because it's part of the family's dynamic. Family's dynamic, they're not just made up. We create them. And so if you start talking about self-care and you're practicing it, your kids are going to honor that and respect that too. Yes.
For sure. Even when
Oh.
even with
I was like, I could try to speak loud. But even with my, like when I'm meditating, sometimes my son just comes and meditates with me. My oldest, he did it for a long time, and then eventually got older and he's doing his own thing. But it's just like they'll see you doing that, and even like my youngest, he'll be like, oh, you know what, I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I need 5 minutes, Mom. So they're just doing what they see you do, right? We're their mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the question was like, what do we do for ourselves when the kids are not there? Generally, at least twice a week, on my least busy days, which is Tuesday and Thursday, I will take a 1 hour nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah, good for you.
I will. It took me a long time to get. Like I said, it took me forever to learn how to relax. But it's like I'm tired, and one day I fell asleep. So it organically happened. I fell asleep, and while I was asleep, I felt myself so asleep, and it's just like I jumped up and was like in a panic, like oh my God. And then it was like, wow, I have 45 minutes. And it was like, oh, I needed that. And then I set the alarm so that I could do 30 more minutes of that. But what I do daily, if I can, is I try to take a bath. And my kids always have something like, aren't you so grown? You grown? Yeah, I'm grown, but I still fit in the tub. Okay? Daddy can't fit in the tub. I can, and I never like showers because I like the tub. Okay, but I've learned. My friend said, oh, it's gorgeous. You're sitting in your own filth. Like, you know, you're right. So I'll take a shower first and then sit in the tub. But I want to sit in the tub and get lost in my thoughts and emotion. And I don't put the posters on the mirror, but I will play the Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige and be talking to myself. So I suggest if you ain't never did that, play that song and do a little fake little video like karaoke, like Good Morning Gorgeous. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, it's sometimes just the most simplest things that you can do for yourself, you know, like playing a song. Like, I love music, so I know if I have like a couple playlists, and I put that on, it's about me, you know? Yeah.
Netflix is okay too.
Yeah, exactly.
Chill with yourself.
Anyone else?
Oh, I forgot one tip, ladies. One thing that I started doing recently is penciling in like maybe an hour or two to give a self date with me. Like, because I will pencil in Angie's thing. I will pencil in, you want me to do this and that.
Yeah.
But with me, I just
No.
kind of get what's left over.
I love that.
No. Reserve that time and schedule it. Give it to yourself and put your name. Make sure that you write date with yourself so that you feel good. And the first time I did that was, I'd like to say about 6 years ago when my daughter was 2. Because Valentine's was coming, and I've been with my husband for a while now, and so we have patterns. Whether he wants to admit them or not, we have patterns. And I know for Valentine's Day, he never wants to do anything, right? And I said, this year, I'm not going to put it on him. I'm not going to even mention Valentine's Day. Instead, I am going to give myself all the things I will argue about him that I deserve.
Yeah.
So I went to Edible Arrangements online, ordered me a small chocolate covered strawberries and pineapples and something else, maybe bananas. I didn't like that. But I ordered a little bouquet. I love sunflowers and roses. And the only thing I asked for push gifts for my kids was roses, red roses. I got 2 kids and I ain't get the roses. So I brought myself 2 dozen red roses, sent anonymously to the love of my life. Like, it's something else I did. And let me tell y'all, this was a wonderful, I treated myself to Red Lobster. This was a wonderful Valentine, and guess who was mad that year?
Oh.
Not me. My husband was like, who the hell sent you this stuff? Me. He didn't believe me, but I had to show him the card so he could see me. Because this year, I wasn't going to argue with you about the Valentine's Day I deserve. Instead, I was going to have the Valentine's Day I deserve. And if we decided to do something, it would just be extra. That was it.
I love that.
That was it. Go ahead, Shasha.
Sure.
I did, and I shared this with Angie before, I made a self-date jar. So I just wrote down all these different things that I wanted to do, and I put them in the jar, and randomly I picked them. As well as I
I
had
love
a little
that.
manifestation party. We all made little jars and put things were manifesting, so that was pretty cool. But the self-date jar is, I love it because you don't know what you're gonna do. You're just picking from the jar, and then it's something that of your choice, and you're picking the same thing, picking
Yes.
a day of the month or the week, and making sure that it's for you. So I take myself on dates. I go to the movies. I
Yes.
go to some.
I love the movie by
But, you know,
myself.
I love the movies.
By myself.
I
By
love
my-
it too.
Especially if no one's in the movie, or
Yes.
I'm sitting in there. And I got all my snacks. No one's interrupting me. So yeah, you gotta prioritize yourself. That's
Yes.
It feels
Yes.
good to see your name on your own calendar.
Yeah,
You know?
it does.
Because you forgot
Yes.
about it. Yeah. The last month. Tasha's like, oh, we're going to the movies tomorrow. Oh, we going to. You start to get excited. And
Me
it's
too.
just you.
It's very exciting. It's all about putting yourself first. And then everything else falls into place. So, no other questions or? Oh, okay.
So this
Yeah.
is more of a comment, but, so I recently started going to therapy, and I am reading a book called, I actually mentioned this to the lady here, it's called Set Boundaries, Find Peace. And it is so incredible, I just want to suggest it to everyone. It's a great book to understand yourself better and what you need, and like boundaries aren't just something to like set it and forget it. It's something that needs to be reinforced on a consistent basis, and like as you evolve as a person, your boundaries will change and what
Yes.
you need. And the second chapter of the book, it talks about what's on your plate, and so there are as a woman, as a Latina woman, like I relate in many ways. I'm also Dominican. Like a lot of our culture is to serve others, and that's a lot of what we learned. And almost like it's like impossible to say no, but like that is something that needs to be practiced. And so with that exercise, and like the book, I love the book because it's an actionable book. Like it forces you to actually like dig deep and really hone in on yourself. And so the second chapter, it talks about what's on your plate, and it's a great way to visually see what is, like, what you're harvesting, like, all of your responsibilities, and, like, sometimes you don't even realize all the stuff that you do, and, like, and this is silly, but, like, I like to watch Wife Swap, where it's really random, but it's, like, a show from the early 2000s, and where, like, a woman's life is completely different across the country, and they change lives, and,
Yeah.
like, it's a good way to like just see when like things that you can delegate to other people. Like you don't have to do every single thing that is on your plate, and yeah, just be conscious of how much time and energy you put
Yes.
into the things that can also be delegated to someone
Yes.
else. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That book is excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
And
keeping the score.
oh yes, absolutely. And I think that that's the piece sometimes when we talk about self-care that we're not talking about, because boundary is part of self-care. And setting boundaries in your relationships, knowing how to show up for your relationships. I think many times we get confused and we think that we need to show up the same way for each relationship that we have, and that's not the case. And that's how we get burnt out. And that's how we stop taking care of ourselves, and that's how we suppress our needs and start doing people pleasing. And so be mindful that not every relationship requires the same energy or the same you, and that's okay. That's completely okay. So we're gonna end, but before we end, I want us to do a little practice. Once again, a quick breath work, okay? You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open, make sure that both feet are touching the earth, the ground. You can place your hand on your laps, your heart, your stomach. And we're going to go once again, reminding the nervous system and also reminding our brain that we are safe today, that we are calm. We're going to take 4 inhales, and remember, make sure that your belly is expanding. So let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hold it for 1, 2, 3, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment to just notice your body, see if there's any changes. Give yourself some love and gratitude. And when you're ready, turn to someone near you and complete this sentence. One way I'll care for myself this week is.
Doing my eyebrows tomorrow. Ain't have time. I tried every day this week, and I said, you know what? Who cares? Yeah, no one
It's
knows.
a simple
Just
thing.
you. But that's part of my self-care, to do it every 2 weeks. And it's like, hey, you didn't do it again. Yeah. I think music shows us, because we seem
Yes.
to be very similar. Thank you. We so similar. I think it shows us because it's like we finish sentences over here.
It's something I really have to like nip in the bud this year that I can't do that. No.
Yeah, last year I did a complete overhaul, and well, actually this year, and we almost done, but I've eliminated people, some people that I've been friends with for 40
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I eliminated a friend I've been friends with
So-
for 40 years, because I said, you know what, listen, are we on camera still? Or we
Yeah.
done? We done, right?
No, one more thing. One more thing.
At the tea party.
So I want to give thanks to you and to you for doing this, for creating this space. This is how we create communities where we support each other in healing, in self-care, in normalizing this, because I think it's important for us to start normalizing self-care, that it's not a luxury, it's not something that only some people get to do. It is something that we all have to do. It has to, it's a necessity. Just as we breathe, we should be practicing self-care. And of course, thank Angie for always creating these amazing circles and spaces where everyone comes together and really takes care of themselves. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all.
I do want to say one more thing, like also reaching out when you need support too. Because when you're feeling burnt out, there's always one person who's willing to listen
Yes.
and kind of help you in what you need help with. Sometimes I know, like, even as a mother, like we are always doing so much, and we can do it, but like it is important to reach out and just say, I need a day. Like who can help me in this moment? But in general, just as women, as men, it's this crazy society and world and everything that's going on out in these streets. Lean on your support if you do have. Like, the right person is always there to listen.